Hello, my name is Alexei Novitzky, and today I will be talking about how the speed of light is an illusion. So, matter at top speed, a great illusion. So let's think about the evolution of life um, on Earth, within the universe, whatever you want to call it. That is equal to the evolution of conscious experiences. As the beings on Earth became more aware, right, or more evolved, they also became more aware. And so, the most simple life imaginable, if you even want to call it life, is a stone. And let's just be really, really realistic and logical about this. Senses equal none. For all intents and purposes, this stone thinks that reality does not exist. It does not exist. So let's scale this up. The next sense, you could say, would be our sense of feel, right? And this would come from the single cell organism. And the most simple sense of feel, the biggest construct of consciousness or experience that could have is either wall or no wall, right? It would either know that it's touching a wall or it's not touching a wall. The next senses that would come into play would be taste and smell, you could say. And so now you have a single-celled organism with the ability to taste, right? So it has wall, no wall, tastes good, tastes bad. So we're just scaling this up, right? And so then the next thing would be an organism that detects sounds, or you could say Doppler shifts, right? So this would be a leap in conscious construct right here. You could say that this being, a being that has the ability to hear, has the ability to detect Doppler shifts, and therefore can make some type of three-dimensional construct of reality, right? So it has wall, no wall, tastes good, tastes bad, and then it also has objects moving. Okay, feel, yes, you might be able to have objects moving, but as far as not actually having to touch, be in direct contact with the objects, hearing gives us that Doppler shift. Okay, we can make a three-dimensional structure of reality with the ability to hear. And at this point in time, with the ability to hear, a being with this set of consciousness would think that the speed of sound is the fastest speed available as far as communication or movement, okay? And so now, an organism that has the ability to detect light, well, it has wall, no wall, tastes good, tastes bad, and now it also has looks good and looks bad, right? And an object with the ability to detect light has the ability to see to the edge of the universe. It has the ability to see matter, okay? Now, if we were to go back one step here, well, let's just see what we have here. And so is the speed of light a limit? We're going to say here that that would be to not understand how our senses or consciousness has been evolving. If you were to say that the speed of light is a limit, you truly do not understand how consciousness has been evolving. We are all one being coming from the more primitive single cell. Light is the fastest source of information exchange for human senses. So, what is matter then, when it comes to consciousness? And the matter we experience is 100% a result of relative 3D motion within the greater cosmos, okay? And so what I have here is the crystal of time. And this explains the bigger cosmos, the bigger picture of what's actually happening. And so you have these universes orbiting a bigger structure, okay? So you have the moment of the Big Bang was when our universe collided with this bigger structure of experience, which we call time. Time really doesn't exist. That's just relative frame of motion, like how many waves pass by through your experience, right? But what you see in the crystal of time is that there's these zones of habitable experience that come into play. Yep. And so again, matter and consciousness is a result of your relative 3D motion. So you have the universe orbiting that greater structure, and you also have your consciousness, which orbits that greater structure. And what you notice is that the thing that's important is that your consciousness harmonizes with the universe. And so basically, you get the crunching of light in the conscious now, and this can only be done when you're accelerating towards the center of this structure at the speed of light, right? So we're flying tangential, the universe. As it flies tangential, it expands, it slows down in its orbit, and slowly drifts in towards the center of this greater structure. And so what we have is the crunching of light in the conscious now, which relates directly to acceleration towards center at light speed, which gives us this habitable spiral of conscious experience within time. And so now when you look at the human consciousness, basically you see that the delta wave is the longest wave and the fast gamma is the shortest wave. Okay, and that needs to relate to these habitable zones around this center of time here, where acceleration towards center is equal to the speed of light. And so when you take the delta wave and you wrap that around the sphere, basically you see that it has a diameter of 1 times 10 to the 7 meters. And what's really interesting is how perfectly that matched the diameter of the theoretical longest standing wave based off of the light state theory alone, right? And what we did for that was get the conscious snapshot, multiply that by the speed of light, and we said that's your manifestation. That is your conscious experience, is that sphere of light per conscious snapshot. And when you wrap the delta wave around that habitable spiral of perception, you end up with the same exact diameter. Okay, so from that you're able to create the clouds of universes. And this has all your consciousness, delta all the way to fast gamma, and this has, which we call the universe. You go faster, you're in the noviverse, you go slower, you're in the lower verse. And so the delta has that harmonic, it has that cloud diameter, the biggest cloud of 1 times 10 to the 7 meters. And so then you're able to get the cloud diameters of each of the different conscious harmonics, which gives you what we call the time atom, which is basically your conscious set mapped out to the spherical shape, which is drawn to scale here. Okay? And so when you get that harmonic resonance in that structure, this gives you a better picture of the universe and why matter doesn't seem like it can ever go faster than light, right? Because you're always perceiving the matter of the now. Light is the source of information for human consciousness. Okay, and so what you have is your time atom, which is your set of consciousness, is placed in the greater universe, which is the structure of rotating spheres. Okay, and so that's actually what creates your conscious experience within time right there. And so when looking at reality within our universe, we see that matter is a result of overlapping EM and conscious motion. So you could say that light coming towards this spot is from the future, and light coming off of it is from the past, right? So you get this node of manifesting matter. And that's also the relationship of momentum, right? If you move something in the now, basically you're just moving the matter. But in order to feel no momentum, you need to move the manifestation potential, meaning the light from the past as well as the light from the future of the node. So when you move the nodes, you actually don't feel momentum, but that's just kind of a side point. So matter is a result of overlapping EM and conscious motion. That being said, matter will never look like it's moving faster than light, right? Because we're inside of this sphere. And so another way to think of that is when we were at that point of consciousness, when all we had was, the speed of sound as being the fastest source of information exchange, we then gained eyes. And with eyes, we were able to see lightning and then hear the thunder. So it was like, whoa. Well, maybe, light moves faster than sound, right? Because lightning, you can see the lightning before you hear the thunder. And so what we have here is quantum entanglement and light speed travel. It's like, whoa. quantum entanglement is moving faster than light. So wait, hold on, maybe we can actually move faster than the speed of light, guys. And so this kind of just says that same thing. And so, again, just want to throw this out there. The speed of, to think of the speed of light as a limit of motion is to not understand how our senses have been developing, because we are one being coming from a more primitive single cell. Light is the fastest source of information exchange for human senses. And so I'm just throwing this out there. Some people do the Patreon thing. What I have done, I guess, is I've written the 4 books out. And then I also have a book of poetry. I also invented this skateboard that's pretty awesome. People really like it. It's called Skate Case. And if you really just want to support, you can buy Lucius Labs tokens on the Wave Exchange. So thanks for your time, guys. And I hope this has been an enlightening experience for everyone.